All right, YouTube, what is going on? And welcome back to the channel for a brand new Pokemon investing and collecting video. Today, we are going over a ton of sets to see what's going up and down in the market right now, to see what's potentially worth investing your money in if you're looking to make some gains out of your Pokemon collection. Now, this is specifically going to be talking about sealed products. It's kind of a market update for all of your sealed products, all the way through Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet. And if you guys want to see older sets, Sun and Moon, X and Y, those kind of things as well, just let me know down in the comments. However, I do want to say a big thank you to all of you for subscribing up to this point. We have passed 2,700 subscribers and we are on our way to 3K. Just remember, we are doing a giveaway at 3,000 subscribers as well. And I'm going to be launching something on the channel at that point for all of you guys too. So if you're not subscribed already, make sure you do so. And let's jump right into this because we have a big long list today and it is going to take us a minute. So strap yourself in, grab some popcorn, and let's jump into it. We are starting off with the booster boxes from Sword and Shield base set. This one right now, this one's sitting at $367-ish. It's up about 10% in the last 3 months. So Sword and Shield base, not exactly one of like the most sought after sets. Still something that's really cool in my opinion. Anything Sword and Shield to me is cool because I wasn't around collecting when these sets were available in Australia here. I don't think I've seen a single Sword and Shield set on shelves, like as in a booster box. I've seen a couple of ETBs, but a booster box itself from the Sword and Shield era is just something that I haven't seen out here. I know product is much more readily available in the States, but to me, it's still really cool. It's up 10% right now. You know, it was selling for 330 back in January, and again, now it's 367. So it is making its way up. It's obviously stagnated a little bit in the last, sort of month or two, but still up in the last 3 months. Next up is Battle Styles. This one, interestingly enough, is up 26% in the last 3 months. I think this has something to do with it selling out on the Pokemon Center website. This was the last Sword and Shield era box to be on there. I know people don't really like this set, but again, you can see once availability dries up, there is going to be a price increase anyway. So this one is sitting at $184 right now. If you had picked this up off the Pokemon Center for retail price, you're probably up pretty significantly right now, which is lucky for you and great for you. But this one, again, it's a set that might be a little bit harder to move if it does go up in price. So just because I don't think there's as many hits in it, I don't think people really like this set as much. And if you're going to buy a Sword and Shield box, Battle Styles probably isn't the one that I would go for. Speaking of boxes that I would go for, Chilling Reign is one of them. But again, it saw that huge price spike the last couple of months. It then plateaued off and now it's dropped back down. So sitting at 316 market price right now when it was up at like 342 at one point. This one's actually down 5% in the last 3 months. But if you pull it into the 6-month chart, it was up 43% from 6 months ago. So, we've seen a little bit of a correction, a little bit of a dip back down in 3 months, but I don't think it's a significant one. I think it's just finding its new low in the market. Chilling Reign is one that I think long term will be a very good play. Evolving Skies, I mean, what can we say about Evolving Skies other than its peak Sword and Shield era, isn't it? It is a $1,300 box now, which is crazy to me to think that the people that were collecting at this point were probably getting the boxes for retail price, and it's now a $1,300 box, which, yeah, crazy. But this one's up 6% in the last 3 months. Obviously, it had a bit of a spike at the start of the year with Prismatic Evolutions coming out and all the evolutions that you can actually pull out of this set. But again, if you pull it back even further, it's up 70% in 6 months. And if you pull it into 1 year, it's up 90% in a year. So huge price increase over the last year for Evo Skies. Hard to say if it's a good time to buy it. Is it just going to keep going up? Is it going to drop down? Nobody really knows. But I think the less of these that are available, the more hype there is and more demand for Pokemon cards there is, this set will go up in that fashion if that is to happen. Fusion Strike, another really good box from the Sword and Shield era. Down 2.8% in the last 3 months. But again, in the 6 months, it's up 10%. In the last 1 year, it's up 14%. So we saw it like run up super quick here from like 210, 220 to 279 and beyond. And then like obviously in the last few months, made its way all the way up to 475. Fusion Strike's a cool set, man. There's a lot of cool cards in there. It's a set that I would love to have opened more of, but just haven't had the chance, and I'm not paying $4.75 for a booster box. So I would trade my way towards it if there's a chance of doing that, absolutely, but I don't think I'll be buying a box outright. Now, this is a box I would buy outright, is Brilliant Stars. I think Brilliant Stars is an awesome set. I think even now at $290, it's undervalued. 7% increase in the last 3 months. The last 6 months is a 60% increase, and the last year is a 73% increase. I think Brilliant Stars, between the Umbreon cards that are in there, you've got the Charizard, obviously the Chase, you know, you've got a couple of cool like trainer gallery cards in there as well that are really nice. So I think Brilliant Stars is just a really well-rounded set, and to be honest, probably I want to say my favorite set from Sword and Shield, but it's hard to ignore Fusion Strike and Evo Skies. But I think card wise I would go for Brilliant Stars over Fusion. And I know the Gengar is cool, it is very cool, but I think the Brilliant Stars set just has a few cards that I like better. But you can roast me in the comments if you don't agree, that's fine. Astral Radiance, interestingly, up 23% in the last 3 months, sitting at 267 now. So one of the few Sword and Shield boxes that's actually up in the last 6 months, or not just up by like 1 or 2%. It's actually up by 23%, which good for Astral Radiance. Like, I don't really like the Astral Radiance set. I'm not a fan of like the Starmie and those kind of cards, and I don't mind the Cynthia's Garchomp, like that's pretty cool, but I'd still trade that away for something that I like a little bit more. So yeah, it's a cool set. I'm glad it's seeing some increase, but not really a set for me. Lost Origin, on the other hand, is a set that I really like. $391 right now. It's only up 2% in the last 3 months. 6 month chart, it's up 72%. And the past year, it's up 123%, which is huge for Lost Origin. Big gains there if you bought in, you know, a year ago when it was at the low of 175. It's now 391, which is bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. But yeah, a really cool set nonetheless. Silver Tempest, I really like the Silver Tempest set. I mean, it's mainly because I love the Lugia card that's in here. I don't have it in my PC, but I want to get it at some point. But it's a cool set, man. Like, I like the pack artwork. I like the booster box artwork. I like the card artwork. It's got a lot going for it. I think 270 is undervalued. I think at some point Silver Tempest will be a $300 box, potentially even $350. I think if you know, Astral Radiance can be above $300, then this can definitely be above $300. So it's a 270 right now. Again, it's up 11% in the last 3 months, 68 in the last 6 months, and then 97 in the last year. I wish I bought it back here. 133, but I wasn't even thinking about Pokemon April last year. So again, not my fault. Now, getting into some ETBs, I think as we move into Scarlet Violet era, I put a few more of the like Pokemon Center ETBs in there as well. But I want to start with Crown Zenith because obviously we didn't have booster boxes for this set. The regular ETB is up 68% in the last 3 months. And the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box Plus, which is what they called this first one, which was a mouthful, 62% up as well. This is at 287, which is crazy right now, considering the regular one is 135. So I don't think there's a big difference. This only had the different box art. It didn't have a stamped promo or anything like that. It just had the regular promo. But you got a couple of extra packs. You got 12 packs in this one. But is the extra, what, 2 packs? Is that worth the extra $200? Or $150 or whatever the difference is? Yeah, $150. I don't really see a big difference there. I don't know why you would. I mean, I know it looks cool, but like I would never go for that over buying 2 of these, you know, which is just strange, but that's just me. All right. Pokemon Center, Scarlet Violet. This is the Violet box. 215 right now, or 217 right now, sorry, up 47%. You'll notice all of these Pokemon Center ETBs pretty much are up, which is, you know, purely to do with the fact that it's got the Pokemon Center stamped promo card inside it, which everyone goes crazy for. I just put this one up here because it's like $10 more than the Scarlet version. So I put the more expensive of the two. The booster box is $191, which isn't too bad. Saw an increase here in like mid to late Feb. I think that was around the same time that the Drowsy kind of spiked in pricing. But so I think once it corrects itself, I think that box price may go down a little bit. But it's hard to say. If we're not going to get a reprint of Scarlet Violet base, people might just keep buying it. So Paldean Evolved, probably a more popular set than Scarlet Violet base. This one $294 right now for the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box. I think because this one has the Pikachu stamped promo, that the value on that, if you are to get it graded and it gets PSA 10, is huge. So I think that's got a premium on it purely for this box as well. And then the booster box is $231 right now, up 16% in the last 3 months, which is interesting because you can still get the Paldean Evolved booster boxes on the Australian Pokemon Center website, or at least they could a couple of days ago when I checked it. And it was like retail price. So I know it's probably different in the US, but the Australian Pokemon Center website still has these for retail, which is $288 Australian dollars. So interesting fact for those of you outside of Oz, and probably in Oz as well, if you're looking at picking some up. All right, Obsidian Flames, Pokemon Center ETB, the Charmander stamped promo driving this box up $340. One of the more expensive Pokemon Center ETBs, especially because that Charmander promo is so freaking cool. $340, is it worth it? I don't know. You tell me. I'm not paying it, but some people will, because that's like 500 Australian dollars. So I'm not paying that for an ETB. I've got the regular ETB sitting over there. I've got the promo card. I'm good. I don't need the stamped one. I'm sweet. Obsidian Flames booster boxes. I do have a sealed booster box of Obsidian Flames over there. $214 right now, up 33%. So good gains on that, even though like the set value is lower than a lot of the other ones. Still interesting to see that Obsidian Flames is going up and up and up. And we are getting reprints of it as well. So it'll be interesting to see if that changes anything. Obviously, it has started to flatten out here a little bit. But again, hard to say what it's going to do in the future. 151 Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box, $483. Of course, this is going to be the most expensive box out of all of the ETBs. The Snorlax stamped promo, it's $151. You know, if you keep this sealed for a long period of time, this is going to be ridiculously priced. It's going to be that kind of Evo Skies, I guess, era, or I'm not era, but like Evo Skies aura is the word I was looking for. It's got the same kind of thing. And I mean, so will Prismatic, but 151 you just can't go past. Paradox Rift, you've got a cheaper Pokemon Center ETB at 140, but it is up 64%. So it's got bigger gains than a lot of the other Pokemon Center Elite trainer boxes. And again, this is just one of the two. I didn't put the Iron Valiant one up here, but I did put the booster box because it is up 37%. All of a sudden, people have an interest in Paradox Rift. It's probably one of the easier sets to get here in Australia, or at least in my area it is, because Paradox Rift seems to be the only thing anyone has other than Stellar Crown. So I've been finding Paradox Rift pretty regularly. It's been sold out most places the last couple of weeks, but up until maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was finding it pretty regularly. So yeah, good set. I like Paradox Rift. The Groudon's really cool. I think it's hard to go wrong with that one. Paldean Fates, just always on the up. This one's $231 right now, up 54%. Although I say always on the up, it has had a little bit of a dip here. But again, it's gone from 265 to 231. I think that's probably going to go back up again at some point. It's probably because we're getting more printing of the booster bundles and things like that coming back that their pricing has dropped a little bit, but I think it'll go back up eventually. The Elite Trainer box being, yeah, really cool out of this one. It's got the Mimikyu promo card. I think people like that. But again, I have a regular version, so I don't need to pay that kind of money. And here's a cheap one. Nice cheap Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box, $139 for the Temporal Forces Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box, but up 47%, and looks like it's still going up as well. You know, this one's really interesting because it's just had that kind of steady increase on and on and on, whereas you see a lot of them sort of go up and down. This one literally like hit, where did it hit? There, November last year, and went from $70 and just doubled in price in the last few months, and just consistently seeing growth. You've got the other Temporal Forces box, the Walking Wake one. This one is up 133%, which is crazy. $223 right now. I don't know why this one's so much more expensive than the Iron Leaves. Maybe people like the Walking Weight card better, but again, $100 difference. I don't know. Do you just buy the single at that point and save the rest? But, you know, again, it's probably just me being salty because I can't get Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes in Australia, but it's fine. 191 on the Temporal Forces booster box. Excuse me, I just had trouble with my words. I can't speak today. I'm very, very tired. Twilight Masquerade. I think I accidentally pulled up the case here instead of the regular Pokemon Center booster box, trainer box, which is here, 124 it's saying. Yeah, 124. I don't think people really like the Ogerpon like stamped promo card, which I agree with. I don't like it either. So your value is going to be in the booster box for Twilight Masquerade. 212 right now. It's up 16%, almost 17%. Shrouded Fable seeing some interesting increase, 20% up on the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box. Stellar Crown has a 28% increase, which is weird to me because Stellar Crown is everywhere out here. The booster boxes are 205, which you can get them for retail out here at the moment, but they are up 30%. Also, our retail price is $324 Australian now, which is ridiculous. It's way too expensive for like MSRP out here. We've got the Pokemon tax here in Australia. And Surging Sparks, no surprise, up 24%. It's now a $180 box for the Pokemon Center one. The booster box, which I was lucky enough to pick up for for retail price, excuse me, but although retail price here in Australia looks pretty close to what market price is in the US. I don't know what you guys pick up your booster boxes for, but it's definitely not 324 Australian dollars, that's for sure. So $250 market price on this one. I'm really glad I got this. I'm hoping I can hang on to it. It was looking like I may have to sell it for my Japan trip, but potentially not now. So hopefully I can just hang on to that one. And then into the craziness of the last few weeks, the Prismatic Evolutions Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box is actually down 13%. So it did dip off. It got down to 256. Now it's clawed its way back up to 342. Yeah, down 13% in the last 3 months. But in saying that, this is one of those sets that the longer you keep it sealed and the more they disappear, this is going to absolutely skyrocket in price, just like Evolving Skies did. Journey Together has dipped a lot lately, but 53% up from like the launch price of like $90. This is the Elite Trainer box from the Pokemon Center as well. And then the booster box here is up 7%, which to me is interesting because like I feel like a lot of people haven't really liked Journey Together. And we still don't have it here in Australia. We haven't been able to get our hands on any of that product just yet. So hopefully that is coming very soon. I think April 11th, they said, is when it should land here in Oz. But I'm also going to Japan on the 16th. So I don't know how much Journey Together I'm going to be opening before I go away. But in saying that, this has been all of the boxes that I think were worth talking about that have gone up in value, or some have gone down in value, but they're worth probably looking at purchasing pretty soon. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one.